One of the features of the Mini D is to have a system like this operate in an unattended mode with no operator. You just want to program a sequence, you want to embed it in an application and remove the keyboard, because you're not going to have any operator interaction with it. You just want the thing to perform the sequence that you've programmed into it. You want it to start up in a power-up state, running a given sequence of scenes at a certain speed, both the actual chase speed and also the scene transition speed. And the way that you do that is you have a sequence running like we have here. And to ensure that this powers up running this message without our keyboard attached, we want to save this as an operating scene for power-up purposes. Along with this feature, because they both operate pretty much the same way, the display can be rotated, as I've shown in previous videos, so that if you try not to move too much of my equipment here, if I want the wires to come out to the left, some cases you might want to do that, you notice it's upside down. Well, if I press the caps lock key, it changes now. And you see I'm playing sequence 6, and that's step 14, 15, 16, 17. If I press the caps lock again, I go back to sequence 6, step 8, 9, 10. The reason I'm telling you about this right now is because when I press the caps lock key, in addition to reversing the screen and saving that position after a power-up, it also saves the current sequence number, the chase speed, and also the fade transition speed. So if I want this to operate without the keyboard attached, while my sequence is running at the speed that I want it to run at, with the fade transition time that I want it to run at, even though I don't really care about which way it's orientated after the power goes off and I don't have a keyboard plugged in, I press caps lock once just to invert it, but also to save it. And caps lock to put it back the way I'm going to want it probably the next time I do connect the keyboard on. But pressing the caps lock key saves the screen position and also saves the sequence information. So now I can turn this off, which will quiet things down a little bit. That's quite a fan. There's the Mini D itself. D goes to a Y connector. The keyboard output, the 6-conductor PS2 cable coming out, normally plugs into a Y connector. Our keyboard, the actual keyboard itself, wire plugs in here, and this is the power wire. So I'm going to unplug the keyboard and turn the system back on. It takes a moment for the stage 8 to recalibrate and power up. The servo pack starts playing the sequence immediately. With the moving head fixture, it takes a minute to initialize. So now, here's my Mini D. It's still showing me that I'm on sequence 6, sequence chase, and this is the step that I'm currently executing on. And my keyboard I can remove completely. So now what I have is the Mini D. It's going off my 5-volt power supply, USB type adapter, and this is where my keyboard would plug in. But actually, since I don't have a keyboard, I really don't need the Y connector. So I can remove the Y connector